What's poppin', y'all? It's your boy Peewee the Plug. Welcome back to another episode of NBA Weekly. And like I said in yesterday's episode, I had two mock drafts. We got yesterday out the way. That was me trying to guess and think for the GMs of all 30 picks. Now today is what would Peewee do? This is my mock draft, making me the GM for every team, which means I'm not trying to guess and predict what's going to happen tonight on draft night. I'm not trying to think for GMs or caring about this, that, and the third. It's what I would do if I was a GM of every single pick. So without further ado, let's dive in. On the clock, the Orlando Magic are going to be selecting, with me as their GM, Paolo Banchero out of Duke. The Orlando Magic, over the last couple of years, the moves they made have been very, very productive. Wendell Carter had a good year last year. I even like some of the things I saw from Obama. Markelle got healthy and showed some flashes. Cole Anthony made strides. Jalen Suggs looks to be able to be a good defender. We want to see the rest of the offense catch up. Franz Wagner was amazing on the wing. Chuma Okeke, Jonathan Isaac, if he could get healthy. There's a lot of good things there. Jamal Mosley was a good developmental coach. I love that addition that they had to the team. They played very competitive basketball on every night last year. They just didn't know how to win games because they didn't have one main ingredient. That's a go-to guy. For me, Paolo Banchero can be that. He's going to be that centerpiece and that answer for a lot of the questions they saw over the past year and that they had no answer for. This is a guy that makes this team better, and all of those guys I named now going around him as the focal point makes everything kind of mesh. So Paolo Banchero is my number one pick. The Oklahoma City Thunder, I have them just like my mock from yesterday, taking Chet just because of the futuristic basketball they like, the roster. They love the length, the size, versatility. He gives them all of that plus upside, and if he can reach his full potential, they have landed yet another star. And him with Giddey and Shea and all the rest of the guys that they have make up a bright future for them in OKC. Then at number 3, Houston Rockets, no surprise here. They get whatever's left, which is Jabari Smith Jr. Again, the Rockets are in a win-win position. Whoever the top two teams don't get, they just take at third. He'll complement Jalen Green and Şengün by spacing the floor, being able to be a knockdown shooter. So when Jalen Green, Kevin Porter are driving to the rim, making defenses collapse, he's going to be the price that you have to pay for trying to guard those guys in the paint, knocking down shots. I think he complements them very, very well. And that's my third pick for the Houston Rockets. The most intriguing, toughest pick to make is for the Sacramento Kings, because we're not even sure if they're going to be picking here tonight. So much action and activity around this pick. But just like my mock draft, I'm going to have them taking Keegan Murray. I'm not a fan of drafting a guy that doesn't want to play for my team. Jaden Ivey and his team has kind of made that clear with all of the interviews and things that they've said around the Kings. They haven't been disrespectful at all, but they've kind of given the signal that they would like to go elsewhere. So with that being said, I still think the Kings should keep the pick and just draft in a different direction, which is Keegan Murray, a guy who is not as flashy, not as exciting, but a guy that gets the job done. High IQ, both sides, great size, versatility, and I think that's the main thing that the Kings have been missing over the years, which is versatility. A lot of the guys that they have are kind of one-dimensional, one position, besides Tyrese Halliburton, who they, of course, traded, but don't go in the guard direction. That would be 3 or 4 years. You continue to select the guard, go in a different direction. I think Harrison Barnes and Keegan Murray would be a good vet rookie relationship, and there's a lot of things he can learn there. And, you know, this, like I said, as a whole that they've had in their rosters, versatility, he gives you that at 6'8", 20 years old. I think he'll be ready to play, and most importantly, he fits with Fox. Boom. That's a home run pick, in my opinion. Now at 5, again, no-brainer. Jaden Ivey, when he falls in your lap like that at 5, I think it's just the no-brainer. Best situation for him. Go and play with Cade, Sadiq Bey, Isaiah Stewart. They still have Jeremy Grant to trade and move on from to get additional assets and young talent. Dwayne Casey, defensive-minded coach. Build good habits. Use his tools, his physical tools and gifts the right way on the defensive end. Him and Cade can be an extremely dynamic backcourt, and they can do a lot of switching. Cade can bring it up once, Ivy can bring it up once, Cade can initiate, Ivy can initiate, not as good as Cade, but you get my drift. This would be a very, very good marriage and a very good, exciting future for the Detroit Pistons, who a couple years ago wasn't really looking too good. So Jaden Ivey at number 5 for Detroit. Now here we doing things different. Different than my mock from yesterday, different than some things I've seen. I love the direction the Pacers are going in. I'm taking my favorite prospect in this draft, and that's Dyson Daniels. I just cannot get over the thought of Dyson Daniels and Tyrese Halliburton in the same backcourt. Point of attack defenders, being able to switch the size, the playmaking. I am buying into Dyson Daniels' jump shot. It looks very good, just needs more reps. He shot the ball so much better to close the gear out. Transition, exciting. This is just a very futuristic, positionless backcourt, and I think they could be able to play off of each other. I heard Dyson Daniels perform well for the Pacers. I even saw his interview where he said himself he thinks he can coexist in a backcourt with Tyrese Halliburton. I would take this one. This is something that I would do, and I think this would be something that they wouldn't regret. Dyson Daniels at number 6 for the Pacers. Like the Kings, like I said a million times, I said in my other mock draft video, who knows if the Blazers are going to be picking here? It's so tough to gauge. But if you are picking here, man, take Shaedon Sharpe. Why not? I mean, this is a mystery guy. You have nothing to lose. Dame was apparently impressed with him with his workout. And, you know, if you do decide to move on from Dame, you have Shaedon Sharpe and Ant Simons in the backcourt. That sounds real good to me. If Shaedon Sharpe is the player I believe he is and can be. And this is, you know, a knockout of the park pick. Actually, for the first time, I'm going to do something else. Let's actually go in a different direction. Let's spice things up, man. We're going to remix it. We're going to take Bennedict Mathurin. Because, matter of fact, why pick somebody in case Dame? Bennedict Mathurin can come and play with Anthony Simons if you move on with Dame, and he can play with Dame if you want to keep him. I think he's going to be able to guard all three positions at the next level. Can play without the basketball, fun up and down. I'm going to get on Bennedict Mathurin. I'm changing my mind. I can do what I want. This is my channel, my mock draft, my show. Peewee the plug. What would you do? I would tell the commissioner. Matter of fact, we're not taking Shaedon Sharpe. Come back. Bring the envelope back. Come here. Almost. Yep. Come here. Adam Silver. Come here. All right, here. Take this envelope. We're taking Bennedict Mathurin. At number 8. Now things get spicy. The Pelicans. I love the position that they in because there's nothing they can do that can go wrong. Brandon Ingram, one of my favorite players in the league. Zion is back healthy. He's happy. Jonas Valanciunas, Jackson Hayes, CJ McCollum, Herb Jones, Jose Alvarado, Kira Lewis, Trey Murphy III, Larry Nance Jr. I can keep going on. These guys have talent. I'm going to get them AJ Griffin. The reason I'm giving them AJ Griffin because his weakness is defense. I think they can be able to make that work. You know what I mean? They're going to be a good defensive unit with Trey Murphy, Herb Jones. They have defense and lift that can do some things that he can learn from those guys. But his best attribute is shooting. And I think if you're going to play with Brandon Ingram and Zion, you need to be able to be a willing and a capable catch and shoot threat. He does that at his best. And I'm giving him AJ Griffin, another wing. You can never have too many of those. The 9th overall pick, I am going to have the Spurs take Ousmane Dieng. The small forward / power forward position has been something that the Spurs have been trying to figure out. They're super good with international talent. They have the experience, and I think all of the tools that he has that's going to need time and patience, they're going to be able to work with. And I think they have the best team to potentially pull that out of him and let his unique play and play style develop fully. They took Josh Primo last year at 11, so it shows that they have the patience and they're willing to wait and work with these guys. And I think Ousmane Dieng can benefit for being a part of that. I really like him there for the Spurs. Now the Wizards take Shaedon Sharpe. He's the best player, quote unquote, available. You take a mystery man because you don't know what's going to happen with Bradley Beal. There's no point guard to fill your void there. The front court, you have Bryant, Gafford, Porzingis, Kuzma, Hachimura, Denny. Take Shaedon Sharpe. And shit, let Bradley Beal play some point guard minutes to get this guy some reps. Like, Bradley Beal is a good guy he can even learn from. Next pick is my Knicks. It's a lot of good options here. You got Johnny Davis, Malaki Branham, Jalen Duren. Don't know what's going to happen with Mitchell Robinson, so I've been hearing a lot of Jalen Duren. I'm going to give us Johnny Davis. Johnny Davis is the guy. We're going Johnny Davis. I'm not even going to think about it. Johnny Davis fits what we do. Everything I said in the regular mock draft about him being a Thibodeau guy, I see it to a T. I stand on that. As far as the OKC Thunder, I'm going to have them taking Jalen Duren too. They need front court help and front court presence. We're not sure if Chad is going to be a 4 or 5. So take Jalen Duren, a guy who's going to be a for sure 5. Let those two guys grow together. Your weak spot in this rebuild has been the front court. Now you brought in 2 lottery front court players. And shit, let them play together, experiment, back up each other. With Jalen Duren will probably back up Chet. Do a bunch of different shit. Why not is my thing. Why not? Russell Westbrook, OKC, why not? Y'all have heard that a bunch of times. Take Jalen Duren, the most talented on the board as of right now. For Charlotte, I'm going to give them, what I would do is I would take Malaki Branham 13th. I know the Cavalier fans probably really want him. They'd be bummed out because he went to Ohio State. He went to St. Vincent, St. Mary, LeBron's high school. So go play for the Cavaliers would be such a perfect storybook thing. But me being a GM, you're not going to have the opportunity because I'm going to pick you right before you would go back to your home team. Malaki Branham just does all of the things right. He could play off the ball, play with the ball, could be a six-man. I could see him starting, coexisting with LaMelo. I like Malaki Branham. This dude can hoop. So I'm taking him with 13th pick. And the Cavs now are in a position where they have to take Ochai Agbaji, which in my mock draft, these two switch. Now, let's switch the other way. Ochai Agbaji goes to the Cavaliers. Veteran presence, going to come in from day one, be able to play some good minutes. And hopefully, when I throw this name out, I'm not saying they're going to be the same type of player, though I do see similarities. But I would love to see Ochai Agbaji play a Desmond Bane role for the Cavs. Somebody who can come in and contribute right away and just grow steadily and be able to shoot and play off the ball and complement Darius Garland in the backcourt. And I hope Ochai is able to do that. So I got him going there at 14. Mark Williams, whether it's a real mock draft, whether it's what Peewee would do, he just makes all the sense in the world for the Hornets. So he's going to go there again, just like he's been doing all of this time. Now at 16, I am going to give the Hawks a bit of a, oh my gosh, they did what? We're drafting Dalen Terry at 16. I did the same thing on Pick a Side podcast. I think he's just everything that the Hawks need right now, which is a guy who isn't a ball-dominant traditional point guard, but can be a secondary playmaker. Also has the size to defend next to Trey, be able to get out in transition and play exciting basketball. Dalen Terry can do that. We've seen in a draft, when you love a prospect or a prospect is giving you exactly what you need, you don't worry about taking them quote-unquote too early. Who gives a fuck? You take Dalen Terry and you move on with him. I think this is a very good pick for them. I would love to see this happen. Don't know the chances of it happening, but I am going to do it for them today with a 16th pick. That's a curveball for yeah. 17th, the Houston Rockets already got Jabari Smith 3 in my draft. To add on to that, I'm going to give him Jaden Hardy. Just offense. We're just going to have offense. We're just going to have offense. Who needs defense right now? We're not going to competitively win games. We're just going offense. Offense. Jaden Hardy, Jalen Green, Kevin Porter, Jabari Smith, Şengün. We just offense. We'll get defense later. I'm giving them Jaden Hardy. I don't care if that's not what people think is going to happen. This is my mock draft. 18th overall pick. I'm going to give the boys Jeremy Sohan. I like what I said in yesterday's video, the mock, about him kind of having some similarities to Joakim Noah. Definitely doesn't play. He plays big, but not as big as Joakim. But the passing, the inconsistent, funky shot. Hopefully it gets consistent for Jeremy Sohan. The personality, the competitive nature, the defensive upside, and all of the versatility, the hair. There's some Joakim similarities there. I think Bulls fans will love him. So I'm going to just keep giving him to the Bulls and hope that I'm speaking that into existence. 19, we still have Tari Eason on the board. I'm giving him to the Timberwolves just because they need that wing size. They lack size on the wing. Josh Okogie is 6'3", 6'4", playing small 4 minutes. Tari Eason can do 3, can do 4. He's going to defend. I think he can coexist with Karl-Anthony Towns and Anthony Edwards. This is a solid pick. In real life, if they walk out the door with Tari Eason at 19, whew, that's going to look very, very good in retrospect. Pat myself on the back for that pick. At 20, we already have Ousmane Dieng. I'm going to have the Spurs take Jalen Williams out of Santa Clara. I think he's going to be too attractive of a young player for the Spurs to pass up on. I do like Nikola Jovic too, but I think Jalen Williams is definitely a guy I can see the Spurs saying, hey, we got a bunch of guards, but this is a guy that we are going to take a chance on. He's right here in our laps. Why not take that opportunity? So boom, give me Jalen Williams. Denver Nuggets. What would I do if I was a Denver Nuggets? I would take Nikola Jovic as a security blanket for the Michael Porter Jr. situation, a 6'10" guy who plays like a guard but also has a ratchet. Shout out to Chandler Parsons. Offensively, don't know what he's guarding, but we know how the Denver Nuggets like to do with the upside players and the guys who have an extreme amount of talent. He could play 3, he could play 4, he can do some great transitional passing, good reads. The only thing is the defense, really. I just don't know what position he guards, but that's okay. That's okay. Like I said, for the Rockets, who needs defense? Nobody in the NBA is guarding anybody anyway, right? Unless you're elite. So if you're not elite, why does it matter? Tell me that. Nikola Jokic. It's a match made in heaven. 22, we have the Memphis Grizzlies on the clock. If I was Memphis and all of these guys are still on board, I would take Marjon Beauchamp because he just fits the culture. He just feels like a Memphis Grizzly, grit and grind, 6'7" wing who's going to suffocate you defensively. Then after he gets the steal, they're going to get it to Ja. He's going to run the wing and he's going to get a dunk. Or Desmond Bane is going to be open for a three. Somebody's going to close out. He's going to slip and cut. Desmond Bane is going to make the smart pass and he's going to dunk. Marjon Beauchamp, grit and grind. It just feels right. Some of these picks just feel right, damn it. Can't y'all tell I'm excited for the NBA draft? I'm happy, I'm ready. 23 on the clock. The 76ers, they need so much, man. I don't even know where to begin. I'm going to give them Bryce McGowan's out of Nebraska, one of my other favorite prospects in this draft. They need wing help. They need scoring. They need guys who can make shots, and I think Bryce McGowan is going to be able to do that at the next level. And if he can play with James Harden from day one, because James Harden may not be 40 and 15 like he used to be, historic numbers, but he's still a very good facilitator, and he's going to be able to generate good open shots from Bryce, along with Joel Embiid getting double team. He's going to knock him down at a very extreme clip, and he's going to grow within winning basketball with the 76ers. So Bryce McGowan's there. 24, if I am the Bucks, I'm gonna take a chance with Blake Wesley, and the reason I'm doing that is because matter of fact, I'm not doing that. I'm going to reverse it because I just remembered that we have somebody who's still available. They just have him a lot lower than I do. We're taking Max Christie, a guy who's going to be able to make shots, on ball defend, and has an offensive profile that has extreme upside. He's going to be able to mesh with Giannis. He's going to be able to defend with Drew Holiday, switch, good on-ball defense, and then grow as a scorer. They need guys like this on that team who can do things on the court immediately, but also in the background continue to develop as an offensive threat. So I like Max Christie there, close to home in Chicago. On the clock again is the San Antonio Spurs. If it was up to me, we would trade this damn pick. I'm going to give them E.J. Liddell, somebody who can be a versatile front court player, play the 4, play the 5, good defensive instincts, shot blocking ability, rim protection a little bit, and also being able to knock down shots. Very high IQ basketball player. I love him if he's available at 25 for the Spurs. At 26, the Rockets. Last pick, we have Jabari Smith and Jaden Hardy. Peyton Watson out of UCLA. Guy who has extreme upside as a defender with his length and size. Wing defense is what they lack. They don't have enough wings anyway. Peyton Watson, go to Houston and play and develop with actual real playing time. The Miami Heat on the clock with the 27th pick. I'm going to give them Blake Wesley. They just need offense and guys who can score the basketball and put him in a situation where he can play on a competitive team and in that culture. And he's going to be able to get buckets. And Tyler Hero was good for them for that. If you want to start Tyler Hero, now Blake Wesley becomes your six-man guy off the bench. Who could I give Golden State? Wendell Moore seems like a very Golden State player. He is a guy who can do a lot of different things, positive on the basketball floor, offensively and defensively. I could see him coming in and fitting. I know they have Moses Moody and whatnot. They have everything everywhere. I would give them some size, but they'll be able to get size in a later second-round pick. Wendell Moore feels like a Golden State Warrior. At 29, we have the Grizzlies back up, and I'm going to give them Kennedy Chandler. Tyus Jones is out the door possibly with free agency. This is your replacement. No pressure because Ja's the point guard. Just come in. Assist turnover ratio is going to be good. He's going to defend. He reminds me of Mike Conley. That's probably my comp. A guy that just doesn't do anything wrong on the floor. Probably just doesn't have the upside, but I think as a backup guard, he fit very well. And then my last pick for the Denver Nuggets will be Ty Washington. Why not? You know, he's their best player available. We don't know the future of Monte Morris. Injuries always have backcourt minutes open for the Nuggets, it seemed like. And another Kentucky guard to put with Jamal Murray. Let him develop. Him, Bones Highland. There's going to be a lot of offensive shots being made. He can fit and play with Jokic. Just let him develop in the background, and when opportunity comes, he'll take advantage. This is hard because the draft is going to be very hard to predict. There's a lot of moving pieces. I had fun doing this. I suggest a lot of people to just go in and do, even if you're not making a YouTube video, go in for yourself and just say, what would I do as a GM, and make all the picks. What do you agree with? What do you disagree with? What do you think I'm crazy at? And if I've done anything that you really think like, oh man, I thought that too, let me know. Because the Dalen Terry one, I feel like some people want to put him a lot higher, but they look at other mocks and are like, nah, but talk to me. Let me know where I'm bugging. Let me know where I'm a genius. And if any of these happen in real life tonight, make sure you clip it and put it on Twitter so everybody can know I should get a GM job. It's your boy Peewee the Plug. This NBA Weekly. The draft is so much fun. I'm excited. I love y'all. I'm out. Peace.